Okay, we should go live. Are we live? Are we live? Are we live? I think we're live. Sorry, I lost the network connection for a moment. So I was like panicking with going, are we live or not? So I can see that we are definitely live. Okay, everyone, sorry about that. Bit of a temporary, like little bit of an issue there. Sorry. Right. Friendly girl, Tawakangas, Gary, hope you're all doing okay. Kate, how are you doing? Hope you're well as well. Wow, loads of comments coming in. So I'm going to quickly run through to check there was no major questions coming through. Hey, everyone. Got 3 videos recorded today, had a discussion with a client, got a possible consultation coming up later on today. And I've I've just literally put my phone on charge, but I've already hit 533 calories burned today. 533, and this is not zooming in very well, is it? There we go. 137 minutes. Do you know what? If you can get a walking treadmill and you're walking as you're working, so you're editing or you're designing or answering questions or looking into different ways to design a client's website, the walking treadmill just takes away all the pain of like sitting at your desk and munching on food kind of thing. It makes it so much easier for you. Hope you're all doing really well though at the moment. Hey, friendly girls, do you know what? I used to do that on my bike over there, but I always found that sometimes I was slowing up, slowing down, slowing up, sometimes, not doing as much. Whereas when I'm walking, no matter what mood I'm in, whether I'm in a happy mood, a worried mood, a distressed mood, my pace of walking just doesn't change like that. And it's at an easy pace, but when you walk for like close to 1 hour 50 minutes, I'm hitting like just over 9 kilometers. So that's 9. Drop my son off to school, back again. That was close to 2. Plus that takes me up to 11. I'm over 11 now. When I'm going to pick him up later, and after the live chat, I'll go back on again, maybe for an hour while I'm doing some research on stuff. So you can really get the walking in. Have you seen the video I put out today, everybody, about... By the way, if anyone does want to join in the live chat, feel free to do so. Don't be afraid. You don't even have to say you're going to come in or out. Just come in. And if you need to jump off, just leave. You don't even have to say you got to go. Just leave. Yeah, Kate, I would say I focus so much on the screen in the morning, at night, lying at bed, on your phone, that being able to, when I walk my son to school, I try not to look at my phone. I really do. I don't look at any messages. I don't reply. And when I walk back, I don't look at my phone again. I think it's really important to have that little bit of outside time, or don't focus on everything, because our eyes do get washed away with it. Friendly girl, I get your point. I just race like a maniac and only stay on 36. Yeah. Do you know what, friendly girl? If you can try... I used to do running as well. I used to have a running treadmill until it stopped working. But on the running treadmill, the most I ever got to was close to 30 minutes, never more than that. If I'm doing a general jog, I can go on for an hour and a bit. But on there, right, I could be on there for 2 hours straight, 2 hours. And, in 2 hours, you can easily hit 10 kilometers. Easily. It's brilliant for that. Nadia, do 6 miles a day and it helps a lot, considering... Exactly, we spend so much time just sat at our desk, right? We munch and we sit. And it's worse in the evening when you're with your family. Oh, I'll have dinner. Oh, let's catch up on TV. And you sit and you sit and you sit. Not good. Have you seen the Canva video I put out today? Canva have just... Wow. I wasn't using Adobe for the whole generative fill, so I was missing out on that a bit. And Canva, Midjourney, I don't use Midjourney anymore now because I found that Midjourney was more about generating images. But if you wanted to refine an existing image, Midjourney wasn't great. What you can do in Canva now of expanding the image, any empty gaps, is it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant what you can do with it. I'm just blown away by it. And I think it's going to get better. I think we're going to get more Photoshop-esque, Photoshop-esque, sorry, not esque, Photoshop-esque features. Like we have the erase feature where you can erase bit by bit. But if we can get a blend so that you can, start to blend layers, that I think will be the icing on the cake, really, with Canva. But I hope we get there very soon. Please don't forget, if you do want to come live on the live chat, you can do. And if you want to join our Elementor website course, please do so as well. I've got 3 new hero banners. They're all built, coming out on Monday. So I don't want to rush them out because I need to just double check a few things, download the template, shove the template onto the Learn website, add a few notes, and then let you have it, basically. And they are different, but they are very useful. And the aim of the Elemental website course was not just to get you to be in your comfort zone. Hey, John, how you doing? Oh,
Very good indeed. Good to see you this afternoon with a smile on your face and full of enthusiasm.
I am, yeah. There's a bit of delay with your voice yet, but don't worry about it, John. So your mouth moves and then the voice comes afterwards, but don't worry, it'll probably recover. Don't worry. Um, but yeah, good to see you too. I was just talking about the new hero banners that are coming out and how the aim of the course was to get you to know that, if everything I say in there, you kind of go, yeah, I knew that. That means you're on safe ground. There's going to be stuff that you learn, though, that you didn't know. So there's bonuses there for you. But it's the hero banners that I'm going to give you next Monday, where I'm really getting you now to let go of the boring banner, which we discussed yesterday, text, image, that kind of thing. So hopefully you will like that. Hey, Gary. Did I say hi to you early, Gary? I might have done. Hey, Tice. Hope you're okay. So yeah, like Friendly Girl says, I heard about it, but I don't have a Photoshop account anymore. I stopped paying for it 2 years ago. Um, but Canva for me now, I don't think it's as sophisticated as Firefly. I think Canva, there's still a few tweaks, but if you just want to get a generative expansion of an existing image and you have an account with Canva, do you know what I mean? Because like Photoshop is fantastic for so much stuff, but the problem with Photoshop is you don't have stock images. You have to get your stock images and then create everything on there. I know they have a library, but then you got to pay extra for that, which I never understood why they did that. You got to pay extra for that. But if you haven't seen that Canva video, do go on and have a look. So, John, you're in your car. Where
Yep.
what are you doing?
Where am I? Well, I will say I'm in an LE postcode. How's that?
Check you're not outside.
No, I'm not outside your house.
Are you seeing clients, or is just like just
Yeah,
general personal stuff?
I am, but about a few hours' time, I'll be back on supporting my online clients as well. So I split my time between the two. One thing that lockdown taught me was actually I like to get out and about, not just sat indoors. I go stir crazy. If I was
Yeah.
spending 5 hours sat behind a computer, it does my head in. And so I have to get out and about and then spend a bit of time split between two.
Well, there are two things that stopped me going mad because I spend a lot of time indoors. The first one is the live chats. So just me talking rather than being alone, you free up all this emotion inside of you. But also walking to take my son to school and walking back again. It's he keeps telling me, why don't we take the car? And I'm like, shut up, move your legs, kind of thing. Move your feet. Come on, time to go to school, kind of thing. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Now Gary has said something here. And Gary, you're absolutely right. Stock images are a pain, but I really do mean it. Go and check out Canva now, because there's been times where I have found the perfect image to a point and it shows someone, but I wished there was more. Like it only shows like maybe the top half of their head, maybe, or there's a bit of their arm cut off. And I'm like, if only the arm was not cut off, or, because like the cropping of the image, Canva now is going to generate that for you.
Can I add a comment, if I may?
Yeah.
Darren and Michael, I agree, Affinity. I also agreed, if you're looking at Lumina and you're thinking, oh, I'm not sure about that software, check out what Paul's done on both those areas, because that's what led me to getting involved.
Yeah. Affinity is, I was using Photoshop since 2006, and I stopped using Photoshop in 2014. Was it 2014? Might have been 2015. Might have been 20. Sometime around then, I then switched to Affinity, and then I went back to Photoshop, and then I completely stopped using them when I realized that no, now I am definitely focusing on the web design business. I started to realize that unless you're creating graphics, like you're doing that kind of stuff, then I definitely think Photoshop, Affinity, all of these bits of kits are brilliant. If though you're just like building a logo for a client because they need a bit of help, or you're tinkering with images, you just want to get a custom SVG icon up, you so can't go wrong with Canva. And I think it's I remember when Canva first came out, and I signed up in 2015. And I really found it basic. It was so basic then. It was only really good for creating leaflets and brochures. But boy, have they come on. And I'm so glad
I
to see them.
just found Adobe very pricey. I
Yeah,
looked at
it
what I
did.
was spending and I watched Paul and I thought, okay, I'll be daft not to move over. I noticed Friendly Girl has also pointed out
Yeah,
her interests, and Paul as well, Paul Burgess. I'm with you. I have both those. I basically moved over. That's now Canva for, for photographic suite. The photographic suite on AI, absolutely brilliant. As well as their collection of other background content,
yeah,
really was, And to be honest, you can get a team account for like £8 a month on Canva. I think it is £9 a month. You
yeah,
can share it with 5 others,
absolutely.
which is what I've done.
And what I also like is how you can sometimes invite people into without them even paying, or even just share items
Yeah,
across, which is really clever. What
yeah.
is scary though is every day, like literally every day, mainly at night, I hear about 3 or 4 new AI bits of kit to do with either software, images, or something. And I tell you what, it's becoming like I am now getting to the point where I'm like, I'm just going to stick to what I use, but then I worry that I'm missing out on something else because I'm not giving it my time or attention. But there is so much out there now. I mentioned this on the live chat before, actually. There is no perfect, no, there is no voice of authority to say, hey, you hear about da 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 da, but this, don't bother with that. Use this one instead because we've tested it, we've checked it, we've looked at the pros and cons, we've looked at the value for money, we've looked at what you get out of this and that. And I really find it's like every night there was something last night about editing videos, and I was like, oh really? And then I thought, no, 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 no. I'm using CapCut Pro now. I'm going to stick to CapCut Pro. I don't want to. I don't know. I don't know what you're like, John, but like, how much time do you have to sit there learning
Oh,
another bit of kit?
I've got a couple of people who work with me and say, could you please divide yourself in two so that there's two of you? Yeah, I mean, I think this is one of the key things with the technology. Don't expect to keep up with everything. Just
Yeah.
try to really focus on understanding one or two key products and know them well. There'll be somebody else out there that will have a passion for teaching on certain subjects.
Yeah.
So AI and all the latest things on that. There'll be, I mean, if you look, there's a guy who with glasses, and I'm trying to remember his name, who does Canva. He does it really good. He does a really good
Is
job
he
on
the
it.
one who does it with his wife?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah,
And they developed a niche, and I think if you're going to go
they are.
into
I know who you
video,
mean. I know who you mean. They are. In fact, I've learnt a lot from them. They are. I know
yeah,
who you mean, but yeah.
yeah. So I mean, I personally choose a couple, two, three people, any subject, get to know them, get to understand their videos. If they're going on for a long, long, long video, I know that they must have had to work out what they want to put in their content, and including somebody like Imran Sadiq, who might actually do long videos, who might have thought out how long YouTube will keep the attention of the viewer.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I can't remember their name, but I know the couple you mean. They are really, really good. And they're not even official Canva people. They're just affiliates who decided to do loads and loads of videos, and they built up a massive, massive following. Do you all recall about? Oh, by the way, let me just double check. I think I've missed a few comments. Hey Phil, hey Burgett, sorry, hey Sinan, I wasn't scrolling down again. Sinan says, if Elementor don't get better, I'm leaving. What is it? What's made you feel that? By the way, you're allowed to leave, all right? I'm not going to convince anyone to say they will lose market shares if they don't. You see, I don't think they will. I don't think they will. And here's why. I'm not trying to say that you have to be super clever to use bricks. I'm not saying that. But you have to have some form of problem solving ability. If any of you have worked in an office, you know that you could work in a building and you're in an open plan and there's 10 people, and there'll be 5 people. When there's a problem, they'll go, right, we're going to crack it. We're going to find a way. And then you'll have 5 that go, I'm not paid to do that. I'm just paid to come in, do my job and go. No, I'm not paid here to stress out. You know that happens. It happens in schools. It happens in all professions. I'm not saying elemental people fall into that, but elemental is easy in it to a point to use. With bricks, you do have to stop and think a bit about your global class, your class system. You have to drop CSS in. So I think I personally, I think Elemental has gone from being like that, and then they went like that. Last year they were plateauing a bit, and I was worried they were going to sink. I really did. I think they're back like that again. I really do. And but Sinan, out of interest though, what would you like to see them do though that would make you that would convince you to stick around? Out of interest, I'd love to know that. Elemental's days are numbers. Phil, well, Phil is a full-on full site editor. He's a full-on full site editor. So Friendly Girl says the main argument for Elemental is comparisons that customers can be easily exactly. Yeah, and that's the thing, which is what I keep saying. In that John knows that John will work with loads of companies, but some of those companies are the most they can ever do is use their smartphone and do their emails. They're not going to start using AutoCAD. They're not going to start using high-tech stuff. They need other people to do that. And if ever like John goes, right, they're not going to pay me for maintenance, they maintain their website themselves. I know that if I gave a lot of clients bricks, they would crumble and break the website. And there are some influencers out there, I'm not going to name them, that would say, well, that's why we never allow them to have access. We never allow them to have that. That's a dangerous position to be in, because what if you drop dead kind of thing. We talked about
There
it today.
is the angle that look at it from a different angle on it. If you hand something over and they want to do X, Y, and Z, and you don't sell a maintenance package to do connected to it, then you've missed a trick. And I know, as Imran knows, to me, that's one of the big things,
Yeah.
that it's okay to have the website. I actually turn around, so if somebody comes to me and says, "Oh, can you just take over this? It's got this, that, and the other." I'd say, "Right, but you are actually, as part of this, it's a maintenance contract that goes alongside it, simply because." You don't want to be paying my emergency support cost. I want to save you some money.
Exactly, exactly. And I put that in the contracts as well. So I say, look, you can even pay this or each time we do a call out. And I love it when we did a website for a plumber once and they got really funny about it. And I said, just out of curiosity, if you fitted something and someone called you out, do you have a call out charge? He goes, yeah, but it's different. I go, why? He goes, because I have to travel. I go, right. So your traveling time is like lost time, right? But if you contact me at 8 p.m. or whatever, and I'm with my son and I go, right, I just got to quickly go and sort something out. And then I've got to log on and then I've got to look at your problem. What's the difference? And then, we didn't really have an answer for that, but it is a funny one about that. But I think that's because, like I've said so many times, um, anyone involved in web design, logo design, that kind of industry, you really have to prove yourself sometimes to your clients or your audience that it's not
Ah,
easy. Don't assume it. Don't
okay.
assume that we are just like, oh yeah, yeah, we just do that and all that. Once you earn their respect and they understand what you do,
Mhm.
you're okay. But there will be some that will go, oh hi John, what do you do? Oh, you're a web designer. Oh, I bet that's easy, isn't it? And you kind of have to,
I Do you know I have a solution for that?
yeah, go on.
You have the same solution. Your reputation is built on your videos.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
So we've had a conversation about this before where I've said, well, I actually make sure that the customer has access to videos on certain subjects, etc. In fact, I'd almost recommend people say, look, here's a screen recording of what I do with bits missing out, should you wish to, but it actually explains your knowledge, skills, and ability. Um, if you do that, then that will take you down a slightly different angle of not having to prove things.
yeah,
And it also saves you time. You don't have to come on and prove that you know what you're doing
yeah.
because you turn around and say to them, "You want to know? You want the proof? There's the proof. Now, next time, come back to me and the fee is."
Well, do you know what? I had this same discussion with someone about 3 weeks ago, and it was someone who contacted me 6 months ago, and then they disappeared, and they came back again. No, and yeah, I really want to work with you. So I said, okay, let's just have a quick 15-minute, 10-minute, quick 15 conversation video call. And I kind of already knew what they want, and I gave them a ballpark figure, and they were like, "That's way too high. That's way too high." And I went, "Well, look, if you don't want to pay that, you can keep hiring me per hour then, and I can, as you're working on it, I can watch you and advise you and all of that, and we can do that until you're okay." And they kept going, "But why is your price that high?" And I kept saying to them, I don't have to justify my price to you. You've come back to me. You want me. I am not now going to start lowering my price because I said, how would you feel if I suddenly said, yeah, I'll drop it by 80% because you want me to? Wouldn't you look at me and go, well, why were you offering me that really high price in the first? It's a bit like car insurance. I'm going to deviate here. By the way, I'm just going to say to Sinan, on the Elemental away day, right? If there is a way for me to somehow get questions to the Elemental team, I am going to ask them about the optimization. I do agree with you. I do think that it's great having all these new features, but slowly Elemental need to do stuff whereby you don't have to watch my page speed video. We need to get to a position a bit like Bricks where the minute you install, it's kind of already there. Anyway, I was talking about this client. Well, they're not a client anymore. Um, about how I don't have to justify what my price is or whatever like that to them, and the fact that they came back to me. Sorry, that was it. Car insurance. That was it. Car insurance. So there's been times where you get your renewal letter from the car insurance, and they go, right, you normally pay £350 a year. It's going to go up to 420, whatever. And then I contact them to check what's this all about. And they go, okay, you know what? We'll drop it to 350 for you. And I then kind of go, right, because you've done that, I'm going to go elsewhere. And they panic a bit because I literally say, you could have offered that to me straight off. If you know you could do that, just offer it to me. Don't make, because I said to them, I've now just spent 30 minutes on the phone on hold talking to you, going through the prices. You've just cost me 30 minutes of my life, kind of thing. And I get a little bit, I get angry. Not angry. I don't get angry at them on the phone, but I get irritated inside by that. Which is why I do say to clients, here's the price. I'm not going to give you a 5%, 10% discount. Here's the breakdown. You don't like it, you take stuff off. And whatever you take off, I won't do, but then your price gets smaller. But it's something it's just something I learned a long time ago. By the way, and I'd love to hear John's take on this as well. If your business model or your mindset is okay with offering discounts, go for it. I'm not here to tell you what to do. But my belief has always been the minute you offer a 10, 20% discount, you'll do it again and again and again. And then one day you'll go to 30% because you start to panic because you're going to lose a client. Then you might offer 40%. And once you do it, it happens. Look, McDonald's are never going to give you a discount no matter how hungry you are. You want a cheeseburger, you pay for the cheeseburger. Okay. You could go into a restaurant. They're not really going to give you a discount. They might give you an extra poppadom. What's that? 20. It probably cost them 10 pence to make. They might give you an extra, an extra slice, but that'll be it. You might get more meat in the rice, but that's just a given or whatever. But they're not going to say, oh yeah, we'll give you a 50% discount. That's just not how it works. Market stalls will probably, you can haggle a little bit. There's a little bit, it's almost like the norm to haggle a bit. You can go into a store and they might allow you to haggle a bit. But I think you need to decide and draw a line and go, are you going to be someone who allows the customer to massage the value of what you bring, or are you going to just stick at it? What kind of person are you, John? Do you allow discounts, or do you kind of almost like set in stone, but you give them opportunities to add bits, take bits away?
Well, I must admit, I'm revamping a site to allow for packages of deals. So I've been working on that for a while, and I think that's a benefit. The other side of it can be, what about those loyalty concepts? If you're staying with me, renewal. Yeah, now that's triggered you off, Imran. Go on, go for it.
No. I was going to say that is actually okay. That is acceptable, I think, because I always feel like if you offer them a discount for future years or whatever, or something I have done and it has worked really well is so some clients I've said, so when was it? It was April 2022. The cost of our maintenance went up by about 30%. There was a big jump. But I said to all the existing clients, new clients will pay that. I am going to give you a 30% discount. So for them, they saw it as a discount, even though it was more for that. So there are ways you can use it, but I agree with you. You can loyalty stuff. I've had there's one web agency in London who keep coming back to us to work on a website for them. And whenever they come back, they know I'm always going to give them like a mate's rate loyalty rather than what I would charge someone new. And it's a bit like the Elemental website course, where if you're part of that course and you hire me for a one-to-one, you always get 20% off the price. No, is it 25%? I actually can't remember. Is it 20% or 25%? I think it's 25% you get off. Something like that.
What's an opportunity for a plug? You can barter with him now, saying, well, you offered 20%, then it was 25%. Get the bigger deal. You've heard it from Imran's lips.
No, it is. It's 25%. I've just realised, because so what that means is, I'm not going to lie, I'm not the cheapest, but it's £160 for an hour. But if you're part of the course, it goes down to 120. So there's a £40 saving there. But so there times like that, like a scheme, a loyalty. You're absolutely right, John. Go on. I think you're going to say more about that. Were you going to say more?
Well, I was, but I just saw the expression on your face. There's a click moment. Come on, folks. He clicked on something.
I did.
So, yeah, no, loyalty. A couple of things that crossed my mind. I was sat down with someone who's quite, knowledgeable about the arena, and they turned around and said, "You're here to solve problems, not teach tech." And I thought, yeah, there is a difference between that. That's another thought thinking area.
Mm,
And then we were just discussing about when it comes down to the domain renewals and things like that. It's just a great sales opportunity. Every year you've got that option, but don't forget the other one. The thing that, from a buying perspective, you've got Black Friday coming up, folks,
yeah.
and you've got time now maybe to look at what you're charging the customers to get the cash flow, maybe to make an investment that will give you a better return in due course. Now, I'll be honest, I bought into Crocoblock on exactly that kind of deal. I'm very happy with that due to the resales possibilities that we not possibilities, the resales maintenance and everything else connected to it. So yeah, there's a thought for you.
Yeah. So now El Jedi, this is more bricks related. So if anyone doesn't use bricks, they might not understand it. But loading mode query on mobile. Now, this is the other reason why I like bricks, but I don't go all in on it. So for simple sites, I would go with a bricks one. And I wouldn't use all of the features that bricks gives because bricks is still, for me, in the infancy stage, right? You could say that Elementor is now a middle-aged kind of product in a way, and we're now going to get to a point where now it's going to have its second wind almost, and it's going to hopefully get better and better. Breakdance and bricks for me are still infancy, and I think there are some teething issues. And the trouble is, though, trying to replicate this problem is very, very, very tricky because it very much depends on how you've built it. So I don't think there is that. Friendly Girl says Elementor was a teenager. You're probably
Yeah, I
right there,
just
actually.
saw
It's going through the well, it went through the acne stage last year, so it's now kind of slightly more maturing up, I think. But El Jedi, it's difficult to give you an answer with that one. I would say go over to the Facebook Web Squadron group, post your question there, provide some more details or a screenshot or like a 30-second Loom video just to advise a bit more, because I'm guessing here as to the exact issue, but also it could very much depend on how you built it. I mean, so many times people say to me, "Oh, we did your page speed stuff and the score didn't improve." And I go, "Yeah, but what else did you have on the page? What else have you got loaded in the background?" Um, if you don't share the URL, there's nothing to go on. And then when they do share the URL, I go, "Right, so you followed my video, but you're still using PNG. You didn't custom load your font. Your images aren't the right size for the mobile. Which bit of my video did you follow then?" Because like you've definitely not followed everything I would say you to do, um, which is always a funny conversation whenever I have that. Um, but yeah, Sinan says yeah, Elemental. It's matured a lot. I still don't know what they're doing on their Elemental away day. I still don't know what they're doing. It's
I would just love them not to tinker about with their dashboards so much. I mean, pink, yeah, we've all had to accept that we don't have that
yeah,
choice unless you're George, who puts the code together to change it. And that was quite important to me, that code, I have to confess. But the actual dashboard, there have been occasions where I've had to sit there thinking, okay, where is that
yeah.
particular part?
Well, I can tell you now, I've not. You know how the top bar, I've not activated that. I still use the old. I don't. I tell you what, I've got used to the pink, but I don't think I'm ready yet for their new bar, because if I don't think there was anything in that made me go wow. So all it was a rearrangement. But I'm like, I'm okay with. I know where that is. I know where that is. So I've not bothered with it. Sinan does say something though about he would love to see Elementor do Webflow. Now, the website for the away day or the event day, Elemental have used, I believe, GSAP, I believe, in the middle. So when you go to the page and you scroll down, there's like a bursting, like there's an image and it comes up and it expands out and it pushes the text out. I think they're using GSAP there. I am not an expert on GSAP whatsoever. I would love it if Elementor do bring out some features for that, because Webflow, what makes Webflow really like popular is the amount of animation. However, Webflow websites that I see on YouTube Shorts or TikTok or anywhere, I don't think they've ever thought about how their website looks on a mobile. We have these fancy stuff going on, like it looks like a cave, and then it goes into a river and the beach, and then and I sit there going, that would look absolute crap on a mobile. That would, it just
Okay.
wouldn't work. Go on, John.
So, how many of us build a website in mobile first?
Never. Me never.
Why is that when we know that more people use a mobile than use a desktop?
Well, my answer is really, really simple and easy. So I always check on the mobile. Always, it's gotta look good, and I won't just check on the screen. I then load up my phone, and it's gotta work and be good. It has to, no question. The reason why I go from desktop to mobile is on the desktop I might have 20. I'm not 20. I'll have more stuff. And when I get to the mobile, I will now hide stuff out or rearrange stuff. And it's always like easier. And what I find that if I build with the desktop, in my container, I will say 20 pixel padding left or right, and it filters through tablet mobile. When I do my clamp calculation, I do it on the desktop, and then it filters down tablet, mobile. If you start from the mobile and you put the clamp formula in, it doesn't always filter. Sometimes, not always. And also what I found was, I did try it once, John. I did try it once and I quickly switched away, is I found when you get the mobile to look really, really good, and then you get to desktop, you then end up adding stuff in sometimes. And I found it was easier for me to put it all in and then take away than make it concise and then expand out. But that's my lazy way of doing it, because I know there are better ways to build like that, but that's just my lazy way of doing it.
Now, it's interesting. You can tell people are actually listening to what we're talking about. Look at the comments.
I know, I'm
split.
seeing it. Yeah. I mean, it's absolutely true. I mean, I can definitely say sod tablet. Sometimes I can't be bothered to look at the tablet view because I feel like tablet sizes are so varied these days. But I would say whether you do desktop first or mobile first, your biggest priority before you say to a client it's done is get that mobile right. Because when you send an email, right, I've worked on your hero banner or I've done whatever, if you've not done the mobile, because I guarantee you they will open the email and click it on their phone while they're sat somewhere. And when it doesn't look bad, they're gonna go, oh, it looks awful. Like, no. Don't ever do a hero banner without putting a little bit of time and attention into the mobile as well, or a bit of the homepage. Because if you say to the client, don't look at it on a mobile, that's fine. But then what if you send the email and your client's having a walk? They're not going to be home for 3 hours. You need an answer from them tonight, but you didn't bother doing the mobile view and you want them to give you the green light to proceed. So you can see how you're actually now creating buffers. It's not their fault they can't get back to you because you said look at it on a desktop, but they're out in the Peak District or somewhere. So yeah, there's stuff to do with that. But yeah, that's a really, really good question, Bo, about the desktop mobile first. Do you go mobile first, John?
No. I have to admit I go desktop, but I work with someone who goes mobile first. So he's gradually converting me, certainly with Elementor, to that particular. One thing I notice here is we've got a comment a short while back about Hoverify.
Yeah, I've not used that. I
Neither have
think
I.
you mentioned it before, Phil. I will have a look at it. I'll add it to my list and I will have a look at that. Darren says, do you speak Figma? I don't actually. I have found that I like to scribble out my designs, have a good layout, and then I build, because there have been times where I did use Figma, or I've worked on a web design that was built with Figma. And then when you then start, and because it was built with a lot of dummy images, sometimes it looks great. And then when you start to build it properly with the real images, or now you've actually got it on screen, all of a sudden you change. And what really used to annoy me is when a client would say, I just paid loads of money for a bespoke design. And then I go, so where's the mobile? And they go, what do you mean the mobile? Just make the desktop look like the mobile. I go, no, 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 no. Your desktop, you've got stuff going like that. Do you now want it to go like that? No, no, no. I want it to look the same. And I go, right. So you want me to fit all of this text on the mobile though, like that? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, are you sure? And I think a lot of them always make the mistake. Yeah, but everyone's got an iPad. And this is recently as well, like a couple of years ago. I was like, no. When the iPad came out, we all went crazy for them, right? You know, tablets, all of that stuff. But I really feel like the need to carry around that is really shrunk down massively now. Massively now. Hey Hollis, how you doing? Oh yes, I know what it is now. Yeah, so now Phil is is it Hoverify? Hoverify. Is that free? Because Hoverify does show multiple devices. It basically allows you to see lots of mobile devices all in one go. I do sometimes use the Responsively app, which you can use for free as well. But is Hoverify free or not?
I'm going to make a move, Imran, because I've got
Yeah.
another call waiting. Speak to you soon, folks. Great stuff. Bye.
Bye. You take care, mate. See you soon. Let me just kick John out, remove from scene. There you go. He's gone now. If anyone wants to join the live chat, you can do. Aishman, how you doing? Kate, to be honest, Kate, my son, you know, like ever since we got him his computer, he owns the iPad now. He just uses it to play his games and watch YouTube and stuff like that. Now, Hollis says something here. They go, I've been wondering about having a site dedicated to mobile and use redirect for mobile. Ah. I'm trying to find a good reason for doing that, because what that would then mean, Hollis, is if you've got two websites, in a way, desktop, mobile, it gets very confusing, because then it's like the SEO for the two websites, unless that would get very tricky to manage, I think. I bet you've got a reason for doing it. I would just, what is it about the desktop which makes you want to separate it from the mobile? This is an interesting question. This is a very interesting question. What would make you want to have it separately? That's a bit of a weird one, that. Oh, come on, Sinan, mate. You're not shy. You're a superstar. You can jump on here, you know. But yeah, Phil agrees as well. Keep it simple. I agree. Yeah, I mean, look, Darren is right, actually. If it was an app, yeah, for an app, absolutely, right? If you want to have an app that's going to be on the Android store or the Google store or the App Store or something like that. Hollis, are you willing to email me, right? Are you willing to email your desktop or an image of your desktop? Have you got an image? Have you got an image or a screenshot or something of your desktop or your hero banner or something that's going to make us understand this question a little bit better? Because I would love to put it on screen just so that we can maybe, I don't know, brainstorm a little bit. Do you know what, Dave? I don't even recall that. I don't even recall that mobile versions. You might be right, but I think I'm so used to just looking at websites on the phone. I don't even recall those. How you doing though, by the way, Dave? Dave, you need to get some sound. What you need to do, right, is soundproof your room, like proper soundproof it, right? And then jump on the live, okay? Or go out for a walk and just use your phone, mate, all right? You're a superstar. You're always helping people out, okay? You deserve a lot of credit for what you do, my friend, okay? Um, I I'm going to start looking at Crocoblock today. I'm not going to put it off, right? I did say Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I was going to spend more time looking at Crocoblock, and I'm hoping that I'm going to get a pretty damn good understanding of how I'm going to do my tutorials. In fact, Crocoblock just sent an email. I think it's a general email though. So they've got an update for the jet booking. They've got an update for jet engine. I do know, right, that the Crocoblock team are really excited about me doing videos. They've been wanting me to do it for ages. But I hope I do them justice as well. I don't just want to put out a video to say, yeah, here's my Crocoblock video. I really hope I do something that makes them happy. And I hope the videos are good enough to be promoted by them as well. And people like watching it. Well, one day, Dave. All right, one day I'll try and do an evening one day, and we'll try and get you on. Why after 6 p.m.? Is that because everyone's out partying or something? What happens at 6 p.m.? Because I would have said, because you've got, a house with lots of people, I would have thought after 6 p.m. was even noisier. So what happens after 6 p.m.? Like curfew? What happens after that? Yeah, don't forget to smash the like button if you're not hit that as well. So hopefully tomorrow I will have an update for you on how well the Crocoblock is going. It's not that I've not used it. I've used it. I've worked on clients' website, but I've always found that it gets not what's the word? It's not intuitive. And I don't like it. That's the reason I've not done videos, is because I always go, right, now we're going to do X. And I sit there going, right, where do I go? What do I do? Where do I click? And all that. Oh, Dave, right, got you. Oh, Dave, I didn't know you had a day job. You don't have to tell us, okay? But I didn't know you had a day job. I hope you like it. I hope it's a good day job. In fact, I bet you're supposed to be working now. That's the thing, Sinan. That is the... See, the thing for me, Sinan, yeah, is if someone said to me right now, when would I use jet engine on its own with nothing else? I don't have a good answer for them, right? Could I use jet smart filters for I don't have a good answer for them. And that for me is what I want to do with jet engine, jet smart filters, jet appointments, and jet booking. I'm only going to do those 4 plugins, right? Because I really want to get you to understand, why would you need jet engine? Why? Then why would you use it? How would you use it? At what point do you need to now get JSMF? Appointments, booking. Make them all work together. Because I feel like that is what is missing at the moment out there on YouTube and other places. We don't have that kind of like, clarity at the moment. Just double checking the messages coming in. Phil has got an interesting meeting with a large UK council. Wow! Whoa! 30 WordPress sites, animal. Wow, Phil. That should be a nice money income earner for sure. All right. Okay. Be realistic though, because I remember there was a council in Cornwall, near Cornwall somewhere around there. And they did approach me. And basically, they wanted a massive directory website redone. And they wanted to pay £50,000. £50,000. And all of you right now are going, hey, I'd do it. It was £50,000 to maintain, to answer questions, to be on support, on-call support, because the directory was for businesses, and the 50,000 and build all of it out as well was over 5 years. Now you might turn around and go, I'd still take it, 10,000 a year, I'll take it. Think about it now. Nearly every day of the week, you're going to be on call, answering questions, problem solving. That's not enough for you to build, maintain, and hire someone to be the on-call support. It does not stack up at all. Does not stack up at all. Let me just scroll. So I'm missing quite a bit of stuff over here. Mini Meow, how you doing? Crocoblock gives the ability to create really advanced setups in less time than anything else. With custom content, fills the gap for really. Yeah, exactly, right. But that's the thing I really want to get out. That's the thing I really want to get out is like for instance, I've been doing loads of videos on LoopGrid. What is it about the Crocoblock where I could justify you getting Jet Engine, right? So I wanted to start to make some of that distinction, because I think if you did a video about Crocoblock a year ago before we had the Elemental LoopGrid, it would make sense. Now, you know, exactly, Nadia, 50,000, right? When I heard that, I was like, oh, this is interesting. And then when I asked them exactly what they want, they thought 50,000 was more than enough. And I was like, no, if you want a proper hardcore setup with cover, you're going to have cover for the on-call support as well. Businesses, issues, changes here and there. You know, I was like, no, you would have to pay triple that before I even bat an eyelid. Because I'm going to have to hire a couple of people in, have cover, phone cover as well, because there'll be calls. Where did you get 50 from over 5 years? That's great if you're running like a trolley service to sell food. Hey, yeah, we're gonna come in at lunchtime and we're gonna supply sandwiches. You got to pay for them, but we'll make your sandwiches. Yeah, 50K could probably cover that over a year, maybe. Not proper tech stuff, though. Not proper tech stuff. I don't like Metabox, Dave. I don't like Metabox. I don't like the price of Metabox for starters. I don't like how you have to pay quite a bit for it. It's not cheap. But I don't, even when I've tried it, I don't like it. Hi, Webriser, how you doing? Oh, Johnny Coconut. I do keep forgetting. That is Johnny Coconut. 2K a month. I mean, the trouble is, though, Sinan, if you are hiring someone as well, and there's going to be loads of work involved, even 2K. I mean, then again, though, based on geographical location, I would say that if you were based in like an African, Asian country, even some European countries, 2K a month, you could go, yeah. UK, America, quite a few European countries, Australia as well. 2K a month wouldn't cut it. They would have to be hitting 5K minimum, like minimum, to cover agency costs, management costs, maintenance cost, on call, and all of that. Yeah, on call and all of that. Yeah, I mean, Phil's right. 400K. You are right, actually, Phil. You are right. I mean, I was trying to be nice by just saying triple that as a minimum. I mean, I did say as a minimum, right? But I do think that. Oh, sorry. Hollis has now emailed. We don't have a. Oh no, there's no screenshot. Okay, cool. Oh no, we do have the link though. Sorry, I'm talking too quick. Okay, right. I am now going to share my screen. If I can do screen share, right? Let's now. So this is the website that Hollis, good old Hollis, good old dear Hollis, our friend Hollis. Right. Let's have a look at this. So this is a website. I'm not going to review it. I'm not reviewing the website, but this is more about, because I think I could be here all day if we review it. It's not about reviewing. What is going on with the Facebook over here? It's upside down. What's going on here? Is that meant to be upside down? Anyway, right. So, all right. I'm not going to comment on the right. So this on a mobile, you could. There's nothing on here that says to me you have to have a separate mobile website, though. This could easily be. I mean, you'd have to polish up the desktop first, right? This could easily be done on a mobile. Because all it would need, I mean, you got a nav menu here, right? I would make that nav menu. Right, yeah. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing it now, but I would make that nav menu that you have on the side, I would make that an off-canvas pop-up. You have your toggle, you click it, it comes in, you pick your thing, and it closes down, and you go off to where you need to go to, right? I mean, that website does need a lot of work. Friendly Girl is right. It does need major overhaul, makeover. But if we assume and pretend it was perfectly fine, off canvas pop-up toggle menu, boop, menu pops in. That does not need a separate mobile site at all. Just needs Hugh's name went from Z to oh, was that the website, Kate? I wasn't sure what that was then. When you said Z to Z in Hugh's name, but I would say you need to overhaul the website, and then you could easily make that work on a mobile. Oh right, FBOT is a form of rebellion. Mobile help really need the fixed menu. Yeah, so Hollis, yeah, easily Hollis, right? We're going to assume, right, you're going to stick with the design, okay? You have an icon, you hit it, you have your off canvas, it's not even an off canvas pop-up menu, it's just an off canvas pop-up in a way. The off canvas pop-up comes in. In fact, it's not even an off canvas, it's just a pop-up that slides in, right? Or whatever. And then on there you have your menu. You do that and you'll be fine. Because if you have a fixed menu like that, it doesn't look good, does it? There are very few websites where it works. On the desktop, all day long, you can get away with having a fixed menu like that down the side. On the mobile, I rarely ever recommend it. You can have a fixed bottom menu. You can get away with that. Fixed top, you can get away with that. But down the side, no, I wouldn't do it. Yeah. Kate, do you know what? That fly, yeah. When I scrolled down and saw the fly, I was like, huh? Like, huh? I mean, flies don't exactly make you think of cleanliness or hygiene, do they? You just sort of go, that fly was born in a pile of dog crap somewhere, like that. Okay, look, we've been live now for 57 minutes. We're coming up to 58. I'm going to stay live for another 2 minutes, and then I'm going to start just going to answer a few emails. By the way, well done, Hollis, for sharing that, okay? I mean, I really do feel like that website needs an overhaul. It did feel dated. Like it did feel like it was built 26 years ago, almost. The first time I used the internet was 26 years ago, by the way. It was September 1997. 1997. Right, WebRiser, you got a question. What was your question? What was your question? I feel like I've missed it, WebRiser. Let me find it. So you're talking about AI features. What do you mean, though? Because you said, hi, brother. It's me, Johnny Coconut. Then you say, then you jumped into to be able to use AI features. So if you tried to share a link, your question would have got cut out. Your question would have got cut out. Marcus, do I solely use SiteGround hosting? Yep, but my clients might use something else. So I will use whatever my clients are using. Personally, I just go for SiteGround. I'm quite happy with that. Mini Meow, course setup, sending data to emails, calendar. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. This is where Jet Engine has its strengths. And this is where I really want to kind of, kind of explaining and clarifying what would be the point of using Jet Engine. So it's kind of a bit like what you're saying there. But it's really easy to say that, sending data to emails, Airtable, active. it's actually showing it. And that's the thing where I really want to make it as intuitive as I can. Take care, Mike. Good to see you here. And Hollis, look, if there's any way we can help you out with the tutorials and tips, I hope you're learning from us on there. Something I was saying. That was it. 1997, September, when I started the University of Sheffield. First time I started using the internet. Didn't have a computer at home. We had a Commodore 64, but that was good for nothing. We kind of got rid of that. Mid 90s, I think we got rid of that because then we were full in on the Super Nintendo entertainment system. Then, this is before the PlayStation days. And we, September 1997. First time I used email. No, hold on. Did I use the internet? No, I didn't. No, in fact, I'm pretty sure I never used the internet. Didn't even have an email address prior to 1997. Right. Sinan first used the internet in an internet cafe. Hey, do you know what, Sinan? If you had said I went into an internet cafe and they did not have an internet, I'd be surprised. I nearly purchased an internet cafe in 2001. Was it 2001? Yeah, it was 2001, 2002. There was an internet company. No, it was 2003. I remember now. It was 2003. It was the year before I got married. There was an internet cafe, and I nearly bought the business off someone, and I'm glad I didn't. Now I don't think I could. I don't think I could deal with sat there going, "Oi, stop looking at that. All right, your time's up. Hey, get that food away from the keyboard. You will not put that on the screen. Get that filth off right now." Do you know? Yours might have been 19. Yeah, Phil, Commodore Amiga. Wow. 9,600K modem. No, so I was at college in 96, 97. We didn't use the internet there either. There was a computer set facility, but that was more for computer stuff. Like you could use Word to write your coursework, but that was it. We didn't even have the internet in college there, But yeah, started university 1997, 26 years ago, and I can tell you now, they were the happiest days of my life. I can tell you now, those days at university. Every night was not a party night, but it was an experience, or they were great. Gary was already a design company and used a Whopper. Wow, Windows 3.1. 97. Phil, my first ISP was FreeServe. Oh God, FreeServe. That's now bringing back memories, isn't it? That does sure bring the internet. Dave first used the internet in 2001 in an internet cafe as well. Tarakangas feels old. Oh, come on, we're not. Who was using the internet prior to 1997? Who was doing it prior to that? Hey, Chuck T, how you doing? Friendly girl is 44 years old. Does that qualify? Well, I'm 45, but I don't feel old, right? I'm 45 now, so I don't feel old at all. Did you solve my query, Chuck T? Which query was that? I can't remember, Chuck T. I really can't. You're gonna have to remind me. And Johnny Coconut, I still don't know what your question was. Phil, 96, year 11. Wow. You must have had a really good advanced school, because our school, right, when I was at secondary school, it was like Lotus and Lotus 123. And then boop, boop, boop. Went to college, 1995 to 97. Only time I didn't even use the computer because it was a really small rubbish room. Like there was back-to-back desks and it was really small and hot in that room. So I used to do all my coursework by hand. You write. Do you remember those days writing your coursework by hand? God, we're going back, right? I'm gonna write this out and do all of that. Oh no, I made a mistake. Cross it out. Start again. Missed a bit out. Oh, what do I do? And then when I started uni, and boy, the internet. But boy, was the internet slow. Let me tell you, right? In 1997 or 98, the trailer for the Phantom Menace, right, which came out in 1999, and some websites had the exclusive images of behind the scenes, right? And I remember downloading the image. I remember, right? You got to remember this, right? We had I did orthoptics of the eyes, right? And we had our own private room at the top of the hospital. And that room, imagine there's about 20, 25 people, and we had one computer in the corner, and we took turns, and it was my turn. And you used a computer to go on the internet, write stuff, send emails, right? Okay, one computer between 25 people. And I went on and I started downloading the exclusive image, and it was the image of C3PO and R2D2 and Jar Jar Binks next door to Anakin's pod racer. You know, C3PO, you can see all the wires. And everyone got mad at me, right? Everyone got mad at me, right? Because that image was like this as it downloaded. You know, like, like proper slow like that. And about 10 minutes later, it only done like, you could see the top of Jar Jar Binks' head. You couldn't even see C3PO or R2 at this point. I was like, hold on, guys, this is exclusive. This is exclusive. Luckily, there were other Star Wars people in that. By the way, when I did my course, right, I think there was about 25, 26 of us. There were only 3 boys and 22 girls. And I'll tell you what, I learned more about women in my time at university than any other experience, all right? But anyway, some of the girls there were Star Wars fans as well. And it was like that. Like, like one little line at a time. Shrink, shrink, shrink. Oh my God. And then, and then when the image downloaded, I was like, now I'm going to send it to print. The printer was even worse. Like the printer was even slower. I made a lot of enemies that day. I really made, but you know, we were all friends though. But it was like, boy, does that bring back memories. And what was worse, right? When Attack of the Clones came out, the trailer, and at that time it was 2001, I think. And the trailer came out for Attack of the Clones. You had to go to Apple. I mean, even back then, I was going to apple.com/movie trailers or whatever they call it then, trailers, movies. I was using that then. By this point in time, I had a laptop at home. Boy, that cost a lot of money. I had a laptop at home and my own phone line so I could get the internet. And very late at night, about 8 p.m., 9 p.m., I started downloading the Attack of the Clones. Trailer. Morning, 7 a.m. in the morning, it hadn't even downloaded half the trailer. It was still downloading. I was like, what the heck is this? Boy, was the internet a pain in the ass back then. What uni? It was the University of Sheffield. Not Sheffield Hallam, University of Sheffield. Right, look, everyone, I've gone over time. It's 1 hour 8. I've got to shoot off. I've got to get on with stuff, sort out some emails, and then go pick my son up in about 1.5 hours' time. So I want to get some stuff. Hey, I think there's been a bit of a memory trip today. University and when we use the internet. Okay, everyone, I'm going to say stay safe. I will not be live tomorrow. I might be back Monday or Tuesday. If you're part of the Elementor website course, keep a lookout because on Monday, there are 3 bonus hero banners coming out. Stay safe. Take care. I love you all. Bye.